So, for those of you just joining us, welcome back. This is Daniel Busch, and I'm sitting with Gary Eake. We're about to get this match started between Jim SHOVAK and Ertan Tarhan. This is the final rounds, the final day of the 2019 USBA Amateur Championship event, streaming live from Casino del Sol in Tucson, Arizona. And we want to thank Casino del Sol for hosting this event, this wonderful venue, and also for contributing added monies to this event as well. In addition, we'd like to thank Gabriel's Tables, Aramuth Balls, Simonis Cloth, McDermott Cues, Tiger Products, and Delta Sport. And I want to also thank Professor Cue Ball and you know, Paul Frankel for also providing us with the updates regarding this 6-day event that we've been having here. This is the final day, and the final 8 players. Ongoing matches on the other tables will include Vu Nguyen versus Brian Half, Martin Terrazas versus Ray Raskin, Alan Castillo versus Cesar Cardoza, and then this match, which will be starting shortly, Jim SHOVAK versus Ertan Tarhan. And Gary and I were just talking about Jim SHOVAK. Yeah, I agree with you. Jim is playing very well this year.
I'm not sure if he has his own table at home.
I don't think so.
I've only known him to play primarily at the Carom Cafe, but what he's been doing to learn, he's always been a student, but seems like whatever he's been doing is taken this time. So
yeah, well, he's, I think, put in a little bit more time before coming to this event than he did last year. I think last year was a little shout for him, and he said that he hadn't been playing at all. So
seems to be significantly less emotional than he's been in the past.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
Well, I don't know if emotional or animated or whatever it is, but he's got that all under control, which we all strive to do, and I know I fail at it very well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, emotions are, that's one of the things in three-cushion billiards you really have to sort of learn to control, have an even disposition, a lot of patience, because, you know, those near misses, they can get to you, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, there are times as well when you can come to the table and you have nothing. You have nothing to shoot at. Your opponent just keeps playing safe on you, and that could get frustrating as well. So it's very important, you know, in a game. Three-cushion, more than any other cue sport discipline, is very important to keep a cool head.
I agree. I see that, looking at Jim's bio here, that he is plays at a room called Bayshore Billiards. I'm not familiar with that. I've been to New York several times, but only to the Carom Cafe. Been playing for 20 years. Favorite player is Sang Lee, Bloomdahl, Dick Jaspers, and Danny Sanchez.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking outside about you know, his strategy during this match. You know, this is the final 8 players, and so, you know, if it's a single elimination, you only have one chance really to keep moving forward. If you lose, you're out. But you know, I was asking him, like, you know, are you gonna try to play safe? Or are you gonna, you know? He said, you know what? You know, speaking of Bloomdahl, he said, you know, Bloomdahl's told me before that if you just play all out, even if you're just playing offense, there's still a 50% chance that you're going to end up safe. So, so why should I think, you know, primarily about playing safe against Ertan Tarhan, who's a very competent player?
Right. I've found that trying to play safe against players of this caliber is usually pretty futile.
Yeah.
Even if you execute excellent safes, they more often than not have a reasonable solution.
Yeah, yeah. So as you can see, players are warming up, and it looks like we're ready to go. So Gary, Eake, and I will provide you with coverage here. Gary, it comes as no surprise that you haven't heard of Bayshore Billiards because you're from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So, but you know.
Well, I've heard of Karam Cafe.
Yes, you have. That's true.
And $1 Million Billiards on the other coast.
Yeah.
Although I haven't been there. That's one of the few rooms. I've been to Pedro's room in San Diego, but I haven't been to $1 Million yet. And I may not be welcome because I came from behind to beat Hector 2019 in the preliminaries.
Well, look at this excellent lag from Ayrton. Almost frozen to the cushion. He'll take the white. And this is a race to 25 points. We've extended the races for these final games. And here we go.
Do you like the single elimination format, Dan?
You know, I do. I think that in the preliminary rounds you have this round robin, you know, with 7 and 8 players in each flight. I think you have plenty of opportunity to prove your worth and to make it to this final 16. How about you, Gary?
I like it. I know it's necessary. It's necessary in order to expedite the tournament itself and finish on time, so players can return home and back to their livelihoods. Having run the Rushville tournaments, we always have the round robin, 8-man round robin finals, and it turns out to be a grind. But
yeah, does that end late usually?
Actually, with Dale Saunders primarily involved in keeping things on track, we've been able to get people out of there now at 2, 3 in the afternoon on Sunday, and people can vote. But the players themselves call it a grind, but they love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a catch-22 to that degree. But,
I know that Rushville tournament's been running strong now for about 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah, it's over with now. The building owner has taken the venue in another direction, but
you don't say.
Bob Keller is actually
sorry to hear it.
From Madison, Wisconsin, has purchased 3 of the tables and table number 2 here in this venue. So he'll be creating a new club in Madison, Wisconsin, and we'll continue on there. But like Professor Q Ball has said, he will continue to sponsor it, and so. Sometime around April or May, if all goes well, hopefully we'll be back in the running.
Okay, so it'll morph into something else, but it'll be essentially the same comrades.
Yeah, Midwest. It seems like it's about the only game in town, I guess, in the Midwest. So people have come from both coasts, but most of it's the heartland, if you will.
And that tournament, incidentally, is also a qualifier for the Nationals, is it not?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was on 1 year, but none of the players that were there had any interest in going to the Nationals, so
I see.
So it caused more trouble than than it was worth. And they wanted the money, and of course that's not the way the format works.
Sure. Okay, my error.
No, it was a good question.
Well,
but it was just unique to that tournament, so we decided not to do that. What do we? Ertan ran 2.
Ertan ran 2, first inning here, and yeah, he's back in his chair. Now Jim's got. He's shooting yellow. He's looks like he's going to be playing up and down. Oh no, he's playing off the white. It'll be long, short. Yeah. And just short of a billiard there.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Okay?
Paul Frankel's trying to call me. I hope he's not going to yell at me.
For what? Being here?
Well, mentioning the tournament.
We have other matches going on, and I will keep you posted as to their scores. It looks like Alan Castillo and Cesar Cardoza are just now lagging. Vu Nguyen and Brian Half, they've just started their match. You got Ray Raskin and Martin Terrazas. They're just starting their match, and it looks like Ray has scored his first billiard. Ertan is a Turkish player.
Ray did excellent against Dave Gross, who was kind of the newcomer and surprise of the tournament. And Ray came actually from behind. He was down 7-0, and
I did see that.
He caught Mr. Gross at 14, and I think he won 22-17 or 25-17.
25-17. Yeah, I did see that. He came back to win against Dave Gross. And by the way, Dave Gross, not so much the newcomer that you think he is. He played a lot in earlier decades. He took about 20 years away from the game, but he's back now playing billiards again.
Yeah, but he's primarily been a pool player, correct?
In the last 20 years, yes, and he loves the game of one pocket as well. But Dave Gross is a formidable opponent.
No, he was smoking in the preliminaries.
He did very well.
And I was one of his smokies. So.
Yeah, which is why you're sitting here with us, right?
I was out by the time I reached. Ours was the final match at the preliminaries, but. Okay, I see the score is now 3-0 in second inning.
Yes, yeah. Tough position here for Jim. He's got like a long distance.
I think he'll go rail first into the red with probably a left-hand draw and try to come around. Well, he's proven me wrong on that.
Yeah, he's coming off the white left-hand draw, it looks like.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh
man, I didn't feel too good about that shot.
No, I didn't think he could get up as high as he needed to for the 4 or for the red, and. Ertan has a challenging shot, but with his stroke, I would assume he's going to go around the table off the left-hand side of the red and with super English. Maybe thought he might come up short on that, but was right on the money.
Well, he's building a lead early on.
I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the gentleman Brian's playing, but he apparently ran 7 off the break.
Oh yes, it does appear. And Brian's coming back with a point. Vu Nguyen is playing Brian Half right now. The score is currently 7-1 in the second, actually in the first inning still. Ertan played a very delicate shot there, but came a couple diamonds short.
Okay.
Looks like 3-2. 3-2.
Raskin.
Ray is ahead of Martin Terrazas.
Yeah, I can't see the score so well, but Geraldine is going to fix that.
She's going to turn it a little for us. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So another difficult shot. Now, it's so funny that, I was asking Jim about how he's going to strategize. It appears as though Ertan is playing the strategy so far, as I'm seeing.
I think that's a huge part of his game. I think he's very, very accomplished at this game. Yeah,
he plays actually. He lives in Washington. He plays a lot out of I believe out of the Elks Lodge in Tacoma, Washington, which is one of the nicest Elks Lodges in the country, apparently.
I was at the old one when Kuhlman's was there, I think in 2002. But I haven't been to the new facility.
Safe again, though. I mean, this is gonna be brutal.
This is makeable. Real
ticky.
Ticky into the white.
I tell you what, though, if Jim doesn't score the billiard here, it's going to begin to affect him. I know it. Nice and slow.
Yeah, too slow.
Yeah, because it opened up on him, the speed. If you hit that a little faster,
and
it shortens out a little.
The worst part of that shot is the leave.
Yes.
Ertan has got a no-brainer, if you will.
Good shot. He might have position for a bank here, but it looks like he's playing off the red.
Going off the red?
Yeah. He might change his mind. He's got options here. I mean, he could drive the cue ball into the yellow.
I think so, and then come high for the long rail, short rail.
Yeah. Oh, he's playing a ticky. It's nice to have options.
That's a heck of a ticky.
Yeah, well, that's a ticky. You're going to need to use draw on that ticky. Yeah, this is going to be a tight squeeze unless he's going back and forth.
I'm going to learn something here, I'm sure. Incredible.
Yeah, that's like I said, a tight squeeze.
Even though it was a miss, it was an excellent execution.
Yeah. You know what though? Well, Jim missed that ticky earlier, but this is a good opportunity now for Jim.
I agree.
He needs to capitalize here. 5-0 so far. 9-3. Vu win against Brian Half.
And he's on a run of at least one. I don't know if you just saw him score.
Then that would make it 10-3. Alan Castillo versus Cesar Cordoza. I see 1-1. And Ray Raskin ahead 5-3 against Martin Terrazas. Round the table off the red. Oh no.
I think your prediction that missing that ticky was
affecting him.
Going to affect Jim a little.
Well, Jim expressed to me that he didn't really want to play on this table. Just didn't feel like he was ready to be streamed yet. But, you know, sometimes it's just, you just don't get the choice all the time, you know.
That's not the Jim SHOVAK I know and love. So
I know, right? Jim had an excellent match a couple of days ago. He played 20 points in 12 innings. And
that might be an all-time best for him, I think.
No, I think he's probably done it a couple times.
I think I did that on his sheet. I think he saw 20 or in 8.
Oh, let's see. Best game. 25 points in 8 innings.
There you go.
Four-time B player champion. His high run is 13. I bet you he'd love to break that record today.
Well, he might have to. Ertan's last shot was kind of blew up on him, but he still left a difficult lie for SHOVAK, for Jim.
Yeah. He's gotten away with it, in other words, right?
That's correct.
Well, let's see. This is difficult. He's going to come
Just
rail and pinch the red.
Just tough to get that hit, but it's not. But it is possible.
It's not impossible. That's for sure. It's going to be a good shot if he makes this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's he going to leave? Well, the red's still on that rail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a much easier shot than Jim had. Ayrton will just play the natural here, probably. I can't see why he wouldn't. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very good. There you go. In a race to 25 points, it's not the most commanding lead, but it is definitely a start.
On Jim's table, that's correct. But Brian Half appears to have his hands full on table 2.
Yeah, 12-4 so far, and how far Vu has run in this inning, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's in the 4th inning, so.
Ayrton will give up the table.
I think we're going to see Jim SHOVAK's first point.
You like him here? You like him from here?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's a little kissy. There's a little kiss there.
Mm-hmm.
He missed both of them. He's there. You're right.
All right. Pressure's off.
So far.
And Ray is extending his lead. 7-4. Against his Martin, is that his? Oh.
Martin Terrazas.
Martin Terrazas.
Yeah, 8-4. Alan Castillo leads against Cesar Cardoza 6-1. Alan Castillo, who plays out of Milpitas Edgy's Billiards, likes to call himself Mr. Safety.
And he's good at it. I think I had.
Well, that's right. You played a match with him, didn't you?
I think I think I led 7 or 8-0, and I managed to get to 11 before he got to 20.
So it says here that your favorite player is George Ashby. Do you have a story about that? Did you see him play in?
Well, he's technically the Rushville tournaments are George Ashby's tournaments. He ran the first 1 or 2, but didn't really have the time. He's got his own business and things like that. But you know, he's several-time national champion, and his style of play is significantly different than most other players. It has a flair to it that is effective for him. Most people don't know what he's going to do, and more of us do not know how he did it when he does do it or whatever. So, but he's a kind and gentle soul, and excellent player, and So he's always been one of my favorites. Who's your favorite player?
I'd have to say Calderon is probably my favorite player. Just knows how to do everything, it seems, you know.
Okay. Who's your favorite non-European player?
Non-European player. Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite non-European. Am I allowed to? Well, yeah, I can. You know.
It's your game, your rules.
I really like Vicky Pineda's game.
He is an excellent player.
Yeah, but he's local to me. You know what I mean? So I like Vicky Pineda. He has a very tough game, and he also plays with so much heart.
And he's also.
And
I've only met him briefly a couple times, but he's always been a perfect gentleman.
And I've always been a favorite of Francisco Palafox.
He's a beast as well. They were both at the one tournament I attended at Pedro's room in San Diego, and they're both genuine competitors.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's
actually not a
6-2 in favor of Ertan and 9 innings, but Ertan has just left Jim. He missed the shot terribly, and he's left Jim a favorable lead. So
yeah, that was a little the first sign of weakness there from Ertan, a little chink in his armor.
Well, he did have that one shot that kind of blew up on him earlier. Jim was not able to take advantage of that. Let's see what he does here. He does. Jim scores, so that gives him 3.
Scores with good position.
Right.
Struggling a little with the reach on this shot.
It's a tough reach for a young man, and even.
Oh no, he hit it so short.
Mm-hmm. 6. Mr. Gwynn just ran 6. That puts him ahead 18-4 against Brian. They're obviously not keeping score, keeping the innings accurately. So.
No, you're right. Brian scores a point. He's fighting for his tournament life here, though. I tell you.
That he is.
Ertan plays it short.
Must have a defective table.
Something going on. Well, this table I've been told, is playing slightly short. Not to a fault, but just not as long as you would expect a brand new cloth, you know.
That didn't seem to be as much of an issue on any of the tables here. Most of the tables played
very well, I heard.
Well, or on the short side.
Yeah.
Table 3 I found played shortest of all, but it might just be, and I think that one was maybe, if you look at it, it might just be an inch lower, which then affected my stance a little bit, so I was probably jacking down a little bit on my shots subconsciously. Looks like Jim has made a nice shot here.
Yes.
Excellent shot.
Yeah.
So he's back in the game.
Well, he only trails by 2. It's really.
Well, he may be on a run of more than 1.
I think no.
Didn't he make the short?
Oh, you might be right. Okay, we'll find out when he runs to the flip chart. This is
Gonna be long.
this is where we're gonna find out.
You were right. I
Yeah.
was wrong.
Yeah, you only made one. Close match there between Ray Raskin and Martin Terrazas. It's 10-9. Ray leads, but Martin is at the table. Alan Castillo still holds 6 points against Cesar Cardoza. It's 8-2 over there in 8 innings.
Ray tells me that Mr. Cardoza is an excellent safety player, and that maybe we haven't seen that yet. But
we watched a little bit of that against his last match here. Huh?
Against Mr. Wynn?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that
Tung?
Tung?
Yeah. And where Tung was actually the favorite to win that match.
Absolutely.
Tung appeared to be a little frustrated there. He had some opportunities to win, but it just didn't. He just looked frustrated and just threw his cue. Had a couple of shots that didn't appear to make much sense. Tarhan now.
Little off.
A little bit.
Very makeable shot for Jim. Lag. I think he'll try it on around the table. 3 rails.
I think that's a good shot. Yeah, off the red. I'm sorry, the bank.
I thought he was
playing white. Yeah.
Well, no, I thought he'd go around from the long rail he's closest to.
He's playing a bank. He's trying to come underneath it.
Right, but I thought he'd do that on 3 rails.
He's there.
Excellent.
That's a good shot.
Excellent player George Kowalski once said that what's a good shot for me may not be a good shot for you, and you know, everybody's got their own shot personality,
their own shot profile, their own rap sheet.
There you go.
Well, he's got to watch out that he doesn't hit the red here, so he's probably up a little higher than he'd like to be on this shot. Looks good though. No.
Oh.
Jim falls brokenhearted to his knees.
Using the numbers system, that's a shot that Jim had everything lined up very well, so it was a tough miss to accept, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Around the table with Tarhan, I found 5 or 6 rails too.
Yeah, this is always a fun shot. Most of the time, you're usually guaranteed to make it, with the exception of that kiss at the end. But he avoided it.
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one who tries to play that short, come in short, and it seems to me that's a better way to avoid the kiss. But I think going long is probably more appropriate.
Michael Glass, the billiard professor, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, thank you, Daniel and Geraldine, for yet another amazing stream. You guys are the best. POV Pool rocks. Thank you very much. Our very first super chat all week. We're finally doing something right. I hope you've learned something, Michael. And I hope you're intrigued about this game. This is a wonderful game. Will help you with all other games.
8-5, Tehran against Jim SHOVAK in 12 innings. Jim's at the table. Cesar Cardoza struggling against Allen.
Yeah, it's 10-3 over there. But look at this.
Yeah,
Brian's campaigning.
Mm-hmm.
He has now tightened up the lead a little bit. It's 11-8. 18, sorry, yes. 18. Thank you, Gary. What would I do without you?
Lead a normal life. Looks like Ray may have relinquished his lead on table 5.
Oh, with Martin?
Mm-hmm.
So I think Jim tried to play the reverse around the table, 5 rails, and it's a very difficult shot.
Ray is down 10-12 in 16 innings on table 5. Ray Raskin. This is actually turning into a nail biter when it looked like it was going to be a blowout initially on between Jim and Ertan.
Yeah, I mean, slow start for Jim, you know.
Mm-hmm. So he's made a bit of a comeback, and Ertan is a little bit off on his usual game at the moment.
You think they're feeling the pressure of the, you know, closing in on the final matches, or do you think, you know, they're still comfortable? They've been here all week. It's time to come with what they know.
Well, at the moment, it appears that that's the case for both of them. But I would be real surprised with Ertan, and a little surprised with Jim, because he's certainly been in this position many times over the years. And
yeah, I agree. I don't think either player feels that type of pressure right now.
Ertan is usually just ice cold. So
yeah, he's very stoic.
I'm not sure he smiles when he gets the paycheck. So
yeah, I've seen him smile.
I have. I have.
I'll vouch for him.
I'm being facetious. I'm sorry.
Very nice shot.
Excellent shot.
Yes, rail first off the yellow, around the table, and he's back on track, just like that.
Brian and Brian Half and Mr. Wynn. Am I saying that correctly? Wynn?
Wynn, yes, yeah.
Okay. Are seem to be stalled at 11-18. Mr. Wynn. Again, they're not keeping the innings at all. But
I think they've abandoned the prospect of innings in this match. Right. Ertan plays another good billiard, drawing off the red, coming around 3 rails. Maintains a good position.
Ray's dominant lead is diminished. He's now down by 4.
Yeah.
10-14.
Yeah. And Alan Castillo still leads 12-3 against Cesar.
See, but that's been the score now for a number of innings. So Cesar's safety play or defense must be coming into play. I don't like to say safety. That's not legal in 3-cushion billiards. So. Oh,
look at that. Cesar does score. It's now 12-4. And Ayrton scores again, a run of 3. Looks like he's going around the table.
Mm-hmm.
Thin off the red. Slight kiss.
Might not have hurt him.
It may not. Yes.
Just
he's
enough.
Long.
Just enough to nudge him out.
Run of 3. It's 11-6 now.
In 14 innings.
Yeah. What's happening? Jim and Ayrton seem to be, I guess they're wondering whether or not this was a 3-point run or whether or not they're allowed to take a break. What seems to be the problem? They want a ball cleaned. They're getting JoJo. They want something cleaned. So at the top right of your screen from this angle, we can still see a little bit of Brian Half and Vu Nguyen. It's now 20-11. Brian Half's at the table, shooting yellow. So they're getting all of the balls replaced here.
Is that legal?
I'm not really sure why or who's asking for those balls to be replaced. I think Ayrton brought it up to Jim before, you know, I think he brought it up first. Yeah, they're replacing all of them.
Yes.
I mean, I guess it's as legal as you want to make it, you know.
That'll be an interesting question for the chat room, I would suppose.
Right.
Is there a USBA rule on that?
Oh, I don't know. That'd be good trivia.
Saying Jim's the longtime former president and secretary. Well, was he ever president or just treasurer?
He was a secretary-treasurer, and he was
treasurer.
the president for a couple of years too.
Yeah.
So
I guess I would have to assume he would know.
My opinion is that if both players agree to something, then I guess then it's an okay form of conduct, you know. And let's not forget though that they're not using anything significant on the balls here. Are you aware of that?
Correct. Yeah. They said that they weren't going
just
to be
using
no polish, just water.
Yeah, just water and just putting them in the polisher.
The new.
Jim just looked over and said they shouldn't have changed the balls.
Right.
We shouldn't have changed those balls.
I'm
sorry, you were saying?
I think the materials of these balls are Aramith or whatever, but somebody was saying that it's a little bit different mixture or whatever. Composition is the word I'm searching for of the balls, and they
who brought that up?
They don't need as much cleaning, and they play better. And I was pleased with them. I was tickled. I didn't see any negative at all and it's the black ball. It's got the red ball has that black mark on them, Aramith indicia.
Yes.
And I hadn't seen that before. Who brought it up? I don't know. I talked about 1,000 people here, so one of those guys.
Well, you know, Paul Frankel, he would be very, very good on the product here. He's the distributor for the, you know, he and Mason. They distribute all these Gabriel's tables.
Correct.
If you wanted a Gabriel's table, those would be the guys to contact.
Absolutely.
And the same with the balls. Paul Frankel reps the Aramith balls, and he also sells the. There's another set. There's a new game, isn't there, with 5 balls that is being used?
Yeah, that's something I haven't. I've seen the balls, but
yeah, I haven't,
never seen it played or. my brain is stressed enough with this game to start searching around. Actually, my billiard career might be over.
What's that?
Dale Saunders, who you know, is running a 14-1 tournament, a round robin over the course of 6 weeks, and
oh,
for
really?
whatever reason, I decided to get in that, and I haven't put a ball in a pocket in 15 years, and I have to start
practicing, huh?
Well, I have 2 matches on Wednesday evening when I get back. So.
Straight pool.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
If I win that tournament, maybe I sell my Gabriel's table and maybe not.
And make the transition. Come on, you love this game too much.
I used to love.
I can't.
I used to love pool.
Yeah. Jim's looking like I'm getting robbed, but I mean honestly, he knows. He knows what the dangers are in these shots. And maybe
Brian's comeback is stalled at 8 or at 11.
Yeah. Couple of kisses here. Number 2 came into play.
Alan Castillo continues to extend his lead over Caesar. Ray has moved up to 14, so he's advanced a bit, but he's still down by 4. 14 to 18 in 23 innings.
Yeah.
Very hard shot for Jim. I think he has to go around on 5 rails.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. 5 around the table. Oh,
And
no. No. He hit that way too thick. Something is bothering him. Something's got to him right now. Do you notice that?
Well, he hasn't had the best of leaves, and the couple close misses, I'm sure, are frustrating. This is a favorable leave for Erton. I think this is very makeable for him, probably academic.
You called it.
That's probably more than anything was bothering Jim at that particular time.
Was what he was going to leave?
Well, what he did leave.
Yeah.
He missed the shot, which is.
Oh, knowing that he was going back to his chair, leaving a biscuit for Erton. Yeah. 22 to 11. Brian Half trails by a whopping 11 points.
And I think Mr. Wynn just scored at least 1, so it might be 23 to 11.
Yeah.
Jim's got a ticky.
Yeah, he does, and he likes these shots.
He does.
Oh, Lord.
Again, he shot it too soft.
Yeah. Maybe we're being too hard on him. I don't know.
No, he shot that too soft, and I think it's probably because he was thinking more defense than offense on that shot.
Around the table here.
And there's some that would say you can't be too hard on Jim, so.
That'd be all the Rushville guys, right?
I'm sure there's some folks in New York that would agree as well.
Just play it.
He's everybody loves him, but to some degree, he's the guy that that they love to hate. They don't hate him, but you know what I'm saying.
No, well, he's a good player. He's a formidable opponent, and you know.
Okay, Brian Half bit the dust. He's down. He lost 25-11.
Yeah. Jim's going to do the smart thing here. He's taking a break, and not to cool Ayrton's heels, because it's not like Ayrton's, you know, on fire or anything. But Jim is just is struggling in this match.
Jim. It's seldom that Jim would play a match in a tournament that's of any consequence where he doesn't take a break. He's very well disciplined, you know, like that. And, so you can pretty much count on it that he's going to take his break.
So with that, yeah, we definitely want to thank the Casino del Sol for hosting this wonderful event for 3 years running, and it looks like we're going to be back here in May for a summer shootout event, which is $5,000 added, which will be an open tournament.
Open all levels.
Yes, open to all levels with a tiered entry.
I was going to say, I thought I saw the tiered entry as well. So it's over how many days was that?
Let's double check here. I'm having trouble seeing the graphic myself. If I'm not mistaken, May 27th to June 1st, folks.
Okay.
Presented by 3cushionusa.org. You can join the summer 3-cushion billiards summer shootout. It'll be 5,000 added, open to 64 players. The top 24 players will be in the money, with a tiered entry ranging from $400 to get in to $150. And actually, your handicap is considerably lower if you play the top player. You go from 40 to 20 points.
Really?
Yeah, so the top player will play 40 points, and 499 average and below will play just to 20 points, which I think is a very ample opportunity.
That will make it hard.
That will make it very hard for some of the top players to win matches. And 5,000 added purse. We should be in for some good payouts.
You know, I haven't paid too much attention to the Arizona State Championships, which are
currently in session.
Right here. Have you seen or talked to any of the players?
I have not. I would want to defer to the Play CSI Pool website for any results or information on that. Also, Bad Boys is doing their live streaming.
They're doing what? 8-ball, 9-ball, 1 pocket, 10-ball?
No 1 pocket. Not. They're doing 8, 9, and 10, I believe.
Okay.
But they've also got different divisions going on, such as partners, Scotch doubles, singles.
Oh my!
And you know, they've got their silver, gold, platinum divisions, whatever those are, based on their rating that they play in. So quite a number of tournaments to play out. They've had a week just as well as we've had a week.
Sure.
So Brian just said, I ran into a buzzsaw. Brian Half defeated 25-11 against, but we saw you fighting back. Yeah, he had 18 billiards in 4 innings. Yeah, the innings. I think the innings dropped off a little bit there. I think it was like 6 or 7 innings. Yeah. I know. Yeah. We're If it's agreeable to Brian, he'll hopefully join us in commentary maybe during the next match or one of the couple of matches that are coming up today, if he's not still licking his wounds.
So I'm fired, huh?
Huh?
So you're firing me? Is that correct?
No.
Oh,
You're not fired. I'm
just
just saying, like, in another match.
Uh-huh.
You know, I may even stick him with you if you want to.
That might be dangerous, but.
So we're still here waiting for Jim SHOVAK to return. Score is 14-6 in a 25-point match, 18th inning, and Jim's been struggling a little. Yeah.
Break is continuing here, so it shouldn't last too much longer.
So I've just been informed that the semifinals matches are both going to play out concurrently on two tables. So we will stream one of them, and then we'll be providing you with updates on the second one. Now, I just want to also point out that the finals match will take place after that, and it'll go to 25 points, not to 30 points. The finals will only be to 25 points. So, technically, after this, we only have 2 matches left today to stream.
So this goes 8-4 players, and then 4-2 players, and then. Yep. When's the championship match?
Championship match. I'm hoping that we'll all take a little dinner break, and we'll schedule the championship match to take place probably an hour after the semifinals concludes.
Okay.
So as soon as we establish who those finalists are, then we'll probably take an hour dinner break. I'm not 100%. Geraldine, she just streaked across the screen there. I think she's going to find that out right now.
Okay. So that dinner break, are you buying dinner?
I wish I was.
Me too.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. The slots killed me here.
I'm not suggesting anything there.
We about to find out there from Geraldine exactly what'll happen.
Mr. Cardoza has scored a few points, and he's at the table now. He's still down per the score, 19-10 down in 18 innings, but he's at the table.
And they're back. Also got what's that?
Is the Raskin event over, or did they take a break? I don't see cues at the
yeah, I don't see anything. I don't know what happened there.
But I see 18-18.
We might have got sideswiped.
I'm wondering if it's 18-18 and they took a break.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure,
well,
Ray.
I think I am, because I see Ray over there with his cue broken down. So
okay. Well, Ray was trailing as well, wasn't he? And then he, I guess, to come back 18-18. Okay, here we go. We're back, folks. Sorry about that. I just noticed the camera was on Ayrton. It's 14-6, 18th inning. Here's Jim SHOVAK. A little heavy-handed there. Did you notice that?
Yet he did get a little full on the ball, yes.
Yeah, well, he was, I mean, to his credit, he was on the rail. It wasn't easy.
Oh, no.
But,
absolutely not.
Jim told me a hilarious story about how he was in Korea and he had to play Frédéric Caudron in the semifinals.
Okay.
And he said that the table was rolling so fast it was 3 diamonds off. And he lost 35-5, you know. And you know, he ran into a couple Koreans later, and they said, "Oh, you Jim SHOVAK. We see you on TV," you know, because it was on on Korean billiard TV, you know. And you know, he says that he's known in Korea for that terrible match that he had, which you know, can be.
How many years ago would that have been?
He said this was years ago. It was probably 10 or 15 years ago. Oh, airton. Very creative.
His last shot was similar to that,
yeah,
and he executed it perfectly. This one, not so much.
Anyway, Jim SHOVAK always got a great sense of humor.
I'm guessing that Ray lost, seeing he's putting his cue away.
Yeah, I think so. You might be right there.
I think there was maybe his opponent ran 7 and out, I believe.
A lot quicker than we saw it, that's for sure.
And if that's the case, it would have been 25 points in 28 or 29 innings. Jim scores.
Yes, good shot from Jim, whose deficit has been growing in the past 6 or 7 innings. We've seen a break happen between that, but Jim's got a chance now to do something. I think he might play. What do you like here? Yeah, the bottom of the red there and come around.
I think he's going to hit short rail, long rail, and either go directly into the ball or pick up another short rail at the bottom. Or
he might back up. You mean?
He might. Yeah, he might go off the left side of the red, but no.
He's going off. Very nice billiard. Very
excellent.
Good shot.
He went long rail first. I didn't think he could get that far, that deep to score on 3 rails, but that's why I'm in the booth.
There's other reasons why you're in the booth, Gary.
Okay.
We like you. That's one reason. Oh, you tried to double the rail there, and that was an excellent attempt.
Jim, earlier in the tournament, the preliminaries, was rolling the ball very nicely, and he's poking it just a tad now, and I think that's because of the pressure. It's not rolling off his Q-tip as pleasantly as it was earlier on. So.
Would like to say hello also to Tony Ferrara, who's in our chat room right now. We miss you out here.
New York?
One of the
He's from New York, as I recall.
Boston.
Boston, okay.
He's I like to call him the life of the party.
Oh my.
He's a good dude, and he's living, I think, in South Carolina now. And he's extremely busy these days, but he's participated in the Nationals and in the.
I've seen him here at least twice,
yes.
And he was at least the first time. I think he was in the finals. I'm not sure if he was his last appearance here, but
you mean the final 16?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. He used to play a lot at Mason's room. He's was local to Mason's room and good friends with Mason. Sorry you couldn't make it this year, and we hope to see you maybe in May. Jim's going to play this natural here. Good shot.
Excellent shot. It was just a little bit offline long, and he executed perfectly.
Yeah, well, those are the easier shots, that he needs to score on every one of those because, it's only going to hurt his confidence if he misses something.
Not to mention that Ertan is very unforgiving.
He really is. He really is.
Did we get the kiss?
That's going to hurt.
Yes.
That's going to hurt.
Those kisses are hard to see. You expect the object ball would have went farther down the long rail, but it hits and bumps up short.
He's not going to get very far against Ertan, just scoring 1 point per visit. I mean, he's got 6 points behind now.
And this is probably an easier shot for Ertan than you or I would initially predict. But he's pretty good at doing that rail first and then doing 3 rails off the red.
I don't think he needs to. I think he can just go direct. Oh, you're right. He's going rail first, Gary. I might have just played straight off the red.
I think there was a kiss there. He missed that one badly.
He did miss it. I would have played off the red.
I think there was a kiss there. You get the double kiss.
Because it's frozen?
Well, it's so actually, if it was frozen, it might be better. But if it's a hair off the rail, then you get that
double kiss.
To the rail and back off the rail so quickly that it's hard to get your cue ball out of the way.
Well, he can play this. You got to watch out. Oh, he's playing off the white.
I think he's going to try to come backwards, short.
Yeah.
And he scores.
Yes, that was.
If you're confident in your stroke, that's not the hardest shot. But to bring it backwards like that.
But you see how well he shot that. He actually didn't need to stroke it that hard. It didn't put a ton of stroke into it.
That's where the confidence in your stroke comes in.
Yeah.
You don't have to stroke it that hard, but most of us do.
Yes. Yeah. Overcompensate.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you know, is that Allen's first shot of the inning here? Because Caesar's coming back.
Yeah, it's 21-14 there. I don't know if it's his first shot. I've kind of been focused on this match.
You see Jerry Bryseth, the nationally known instructor from Madison, Wisconsin, is just saying hello here or whatever.
Yeah, hold on. Now he's talking to Dan Louie.
Right. I heard he was retired in Madison, or in Scottsdale, I believe, and that he might attend the tournament. So
look at this. Look at this. It's going to be short.
Oh, just
rolled
off just a tad at the end. So
they're kidding around with it. Well, you know what? They're having fun with each other now. They're smiling and.
So do you know Jerry or?
No, actually, and he was looking directly at me. So I think maybe he's introducing himself to me. Or he's just going to say, hey, is this where I check in for the 8-ball tournament?
No. He,
hold on.
I think he's here on behalf of the Arizona pool tournament.
Yeah.
Jerry was recently inducted into the Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame last November.
Yeah.
I was there.
Maybe he came to see you.
I was there, and I have pictures. So.
He might have come here to see you.
I'm sure he does not know that I'm here.
Nice shot. Nice shot, Ertan.
at his room in Madison, Wisconsin. I played Jerry one time a long time ago when I knew nothing, and he hadn't played in like 7 years, and he ran 11 on me like it was nothing. He's an excellent instructor, excellent player,
no kidding,
an excellent billiard player.
Yeah, I have been told this for years about Jerry.
Ertan scores again. Somewhat of a favorable leave.
Looks like he's going to play 5 rails around the table, or is he dropping in?
No, I think he's going to go around the table.
Yeah.
I think he wishes he did another
had not
shot.
chosen that shot. Yeah.
Right.
Well, really only one way to shoot this. Oh yeah,
that's Jerry being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Receiving his award.
Awesome. I don't see why he's not even looking at the off the red. He's just going straight for the +2.
Correct. And if he has the angle, it's not that difficult of a shot. It's bounced a tad short on him.
He just went straight into this. He didn't look at the other shot either. It's very strange that he didn't. Maybe because he was looking at, you know, look, if I miss this, I've got to miss safe, and that's what he's done. I guess if you're going to miss that shot, it's better off to miss it that way.
Perfect. No, he might have just missed by on the rebound.
Just barely missed by a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jim's probably very grateful right now. 17-10. You know, a bit of a scrappy match, if you want, you know, so far.
I agree.
A little scrappy.
And Jim gets his sea legs here a little bit, and he's going to be right back in this game.
Absolutely. And I'm not really sure what's going on with both players. Maybe we're just, you know what? Maybe we just have, our expectations are too high. Maybe that's it.
Well, it is the championships.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, he's second guessing himself here, which you know, I can't put that.
Well, yeah, he's trying to decide whether against him, because trying to decide whether to go off the red or the white. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's elected to go off the red.
Well, there's a kiss on the white that he's going to probably avoid, but it's not easy. He's going off the red. Look at this. How did he hit it?
He hit it perfect. Just back to Mr. Bryseth for a minute. This is a 1967 flyer for a tournament in Midwest, and if you expand that, you'll see Bryseth was on top of the chart. So.
Oh, how cool!
Okay, Ertan's back at the table with another 3 rail off the left side of the right. They're yellow.
Going up.
Right. Thought for a second he changed his mind and was going to go off. going to go off the right-hand side. But the good news is he missed for Mr. SHOVAK. The bad news is the lead was pretty challenging.
I tell you what, I kind of like Jim being in this position, because if he can play a good shot, that'll be perfect for him. It'll really put some wind in his sails. So, you know, I think Jim's attitude at this point is, I've just got to be grateful I'm shooting. Make the best of it. Come on, baby. You know, that's what you got to tell yourself.
He appears composed and thinking it through, and having a chat with himself.
Yeah, that's okay.
Jim's chat room.
Jim's chat room. He knows he can make this shot too. Long. Look at this.
Just didn't get enough follow.
Yeah, he didn't.
And he didn't get a very good lead, unless you're Ertan.
Well, I don't know though. I mean, Ertan's he's letting Jim back in for some reason. It's kind of like around this time that Ertan needs to deliver the goods, you know.
So will he go directly into the yellow, or is he going to come up short, in your opinion?
He might play this, you know, going back to the long rail.
And come in short.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my question.
Oh, he's coming in long.
He's going to do the long?
He's going long.
I'm guessing he's going to go off the left side of the red into the short rail first.
Well, how would you play it?
That's the right shot, especially with his skill and confidence. You don't need much. You'll probably pick 2 tips of English, hit about halfway between the first diamond and the long rail, and should scoot right back over there.
Double the rail.
Just like that. He had a little too much English. He is definitely leaving the door open for Jim.
Forgive me, guys. Something has gone wrong here with our scoreboard. There you go. The innings should be correct now.
Jim just missed on around the table badly. I think he was trying to come up short, and he's back up into it. It didn't work at all.
Have a shot on him. He's squirming a little. He really knows he could be doing better, but you know, it's just so hard. I know the feeling. I beat up on myself. We really are hard on ourselves sometimes at these final rounds. Some people say don't be hard on yourself, but in a way, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I think it's important to put pressure on yourself.
You do. You have to learn to forget shortly thereafter, though.
Sure.
Try to learn from the mistake as opposed to let it fester, which is easier said than done.
It is, and I'm finding it pretty unbelievable that Ertan's relinquishing the table this often.
No, he might be penalizing himself or more so than he typically does.
The next round, we will take a slight break, and the next round will begin at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, which is 3 p.m. our time here. So we'll probably have it half an hour off, 20 minutes, well, depending how long this match takes. Alan Castillo defeats Cesar Cardoza 25-14 in 23 innings.
It seems to me there's a loud buzz in the room that all of a sudden that I wasn't aware of before.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
It might be taking its toll on
maybe Jerry Breezeth is the life of the party. Who knows?
Well, at his age, I'd be surprised. I'd be glad, but both players seem to be snake bit here at the moment. Jim just had an uncharacteristic kiss out on a pretty natural three-railer.
A little gun shy, huh? Where's Jim going? What's he doing? He's hiding behind that curtain. Well, Ayrton, I can't see him. I can't. Oh my goodness! Oh, look at this.
Anyhow.
He's gonna get it.
Oh, that'll set Jim off in the wrong direction.
Jeez. Sheesh Louise.
That's unfortunate. And what's even more unfortunate is the leave. It's the perfect natural. From Jim's perspective.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Makes the score 19-10 in 28 innings. Mr. Turhan.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
He could be off and running now, Gary.
That's a pretty standard shot for him on this leave. It was, I'm sure he played for the next shot, but it was difficult to do off the rail like he was. So you have to give him that. Although I think he's going to go off the left side of the red.
He is. He wants to come around again.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath the ball. That's a run of 3. Jim's going up, talking to JoJo. He's probably saying, I should have never had you change those balls. Geraldine just mentioned to us that he wasn't supposed to change the balls. So the answer to our question, they can clean the balls, but they're not allowed to change the balls. And JoJo was not aware that that was a rule. Neither of these two players were aware, I guess.
Well, given Jim's history with the organization and the rules,
yeah,
I think he probably wrote several of them.
That's quite possible. You're right about that. But
Ertan just stood up. I think he is clearly being bothered by the surge in the volume here at the
yeah,
venue.
there's definitely been a swell. The noise is swelling here.
Mm-hmm. And he missed this one. So his run of 3 is over. They may have abandoned the innings as well.
Yeah, I've counted it though. It's
Okay.
29 innings.
Yeah.
And actually, Jim shot second, so as soon as Jim goes back, it'll be inning 30. Here we go. We got action, folks. Oh!
Are you keeping the innings up there?
Yes, we have 30 innings.
Right. Small window of opportunity there. I think he hit the ball first. Jim's out of his chair,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
would leave
Only
him.
2 cushions.
Right.
Well, now Jim's not even spending much time on it.
Well, he made it.
Yeah, he did. Looks like he's got a little weight off his shoulders right now. It's probably because he feels like he's going to lose this match. Why worry anymore? But you know, stranger things have happened. Ertan has not been playing the best
Well,
game.
he has run 13.
Yes, and Ertan has not been playing the best game.
No, I'm reasonably sure Ertan is bothered by the noise, Tad.
You know, I've seen him play better. I've seen both these guys play better.
Absolutely.
I tell you what is fun though. It's still fun to watch. Even just watch the grind. You know, like it's fun. It's even a match like this.
Especially if you've got a horse in the race, so to speak.
Yeah. Jim's changed his mind. He's playing this around the table. Oh no.
No, I
Reverse.
thought that's what he was doing,
Reverse,
but
yeah.
I didn't. Usually that's more of a gentle hit to drift down here, but then he wouldn't have had the leave.
Yeah. Well, it really has got no. They must be playing teams today there. The pocket billiard stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, what do you like here?
Well, it looks like he's going to play off the red. I'm a little surprised he isn't going off the left side of the yellow and around the table because he hits the ball real well from this distance. But he's going to try to hit long rail, and then suck down to the short rail.
Ticky off. He played the ticky.
Ticky long rail, which I would
It's going to miss. It's going to miss.
never see that in a million years myself. But
that was pretty. A very pretty shot.
Even if I saw it, I couldn't hit it hard enough. So that's it. It was well executed. But I do think the noise is impacting.
It's
Ertan
changed.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's changed the dynamics for him. I think. You see him. He's trying to block it out. You know, he's just doing his.
And it is difficult when you're used to playing in a fairly sterile environment.
Oh no.
Jim might maybe got that scratch shot back.
Oh boy. He just acknowledged his luck. Ertan.
And he has
exudes a wry smile.
This could change. And
rolls his eyes.
He got a lead out of it too. So he's not on the rail. He's got a natural 3-rail natural. This could be where the tide turns for Jim. Divine intervention.
Hey.
All right.
He has a long way to go, but I take your point.
I'm not sure. I can't. He might go short rail first on this into the red, but maybe not. That would be my preference as opposed to whatever he's thinking.
Well,
here.
I think he wants to maintain position, so he's going to try to go around the table here. Well, look at him double the rail there.
What do we know? That's a shot of the day.
He only got 2.
I disagree personally, but
I don't know. I'm going to take a look at this shot again on my little preview monitor. He hit 3 rails.
I agree. I had a straight-on shot at it.
Yeah, that was a legal billiard.
Mm-hmm.
And he just gave it back.
The proverbial gift horse in the mouth. Ertan lags for a 2-way shot, but he straddled the balls and caught nothing but air. Fairly difficult lead for Jim, but if Jim can shoot with his opposite hand, he could go off of right or the left side of the red. Right side as we're looking at it, or left side as we're looking at it. I think going behind the white might be a tad too close to the rail to get behind it and get long enough.
He has an easier shot if he could reach it off the red.
That's
yellow, you know.
That's what I was saying. If you can shoot opposite hand and go off the red.
Or use a bridge.
Or even going off the right-hand side of the red and then doing the
crisscross,
the Z.
Yeah, the Z, yeah.
Because at some point you get the.
He's changing. He's changing.
Big. Okay.
He's switching to left-handed.
Okay.
I like this. I feel good about it.
Mm-hmm. I think
you don't have to do much to the ball.
Shot. I don't know how good he is, how comfortable he is shooting left-handed. Looks like he's about as awkward as I am, but I think he's done well.
Yeah, you didn't have to do much to the ball there.
Right.
You know.
Double tap to Jim.
Yeah. Now, he doesn't want to do it, but I was thinking maybe he could sneak that
Well,
the red. You know, sneak underneath the red there, play it very thin, and curl out of the corner.
The better shot, in my opinion, is to just come straight down off the left-hand side of the white, catch the double rail, and then you got a big ball coming off the short rail down on his end of the table.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
There's 3, and I believe there's a leave there as well, as opposed to what he's trying to manufacture. He might be trying to follow straight through.
There's a hell. No, I don't think he's forcing or driving through. I think he's going to contend. This is a kissy shot. Oh, he hit this nice and thin. Very
Perfect.
nice. He hit that thin enough to avoid the kiss. It's great. Great shot.
Difficult in execution.
I like this. You know, Jim gets a little lucky and he comes back to life.
Mm-hmm. Think where he'd be if he would have actually scored the billiard that he didn't think he made. The triple the rail.
Yeah.
2 innings ago. But the rule is, if you're not 100% sure you didn't make it,
relinquish it to your opponent.
oh, look at this shot. Has opportunity. I don't think it's going to score,
No.
but
Yeah.
and I'm thinking Ertan's probably going to triple the rail. Well, no, he'll go around. See, George Ashby would just go to the left-hand side of the yellow and triple that rail and come up behind, and he could do that. You would think he could do it in his sleep. More traditional players will do as Ertan is. The noise has subsided a little bit, so he'll be a little more comfortable.
I think Ertan's more than capable of achieving this kick.
Oh,
this bank.
This is reasonably academic for him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's taking as much time as he is, as good as he is at these, and accurate. And
Goodness gracious.
something clearly has his attention, and it's not the billiard table at the moment.
You think he's eyeballing all those raffle tickets over there, thinking, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it's the noise, the background noise that came since some event must have happened at the other venue.
Yeah.
Other event. Jim's got I think
Another
he's
billiard
got,
right here.
I believe so. There didn't appear to be a big enough hole, but it tried to get through there nonetheless.
That looks good too.
Yes, just barely. I wasn't initially as sold as you were, but
They say the easiest person to sell something to is another salesman.
I missed your point.
It's an old saying in sales.
Okay. Well, I'm in commercial real estate sales.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't recall hearing that. But,
Oh, okay.
this is a
Whoa,
very interesting shot selection here. There's
I saw him play a shot similar to this.
Very little room for error, and
he's playing to the red, to the white.
Playing to the white. And what do we know?
That definitely is worthy of applause, that shot.
There's
he's really, really closing in, isn't he?
Is he on 4?
He's on 3.
I think this is a reverse now, correct?
Yeah, he needs it thin, very thin, and it looks good. My goodness, Jim SHOVAK has just showed up to the match. Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, we've got a nail biter here.
Well, it is now, definitely.
Well, it was earlier, and then it wasn't. Now it is.
That's what I was saying, you know. Even matches like this, I love watching because, you know, you get to see a little bit of pressure on both sides.
And if we always knew who was going to win, we wouldn't have to play the game or come to Tucson.
Good point. Just split the money up now.
Send your check in.
He's taking great care now. He really is. You can see it.
Yeah, now he's stroking the ball again where you see where it's rolling, and he's not doing the poking thing at the moment. Just letting the cue do the work. So that's 5?
That's a run of 5, yeah.
So do you think he'll run out?
That's a tricky question to ask me.
I know, but you're good at prognostication, so I thought
I haven't seen a run of 10 in this tournament yet. It sure would be something.
There was a 10 run, I believe.
Was there? Is that the high run out of the money?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's out of the money.
But I'm sure Ray told me somebody ran 10 and out on.
It's almost as if Jim has decided to go back to his roots here. You know what I mean, Ray? I mean, Gary?
That's 6.
Run of 6.
I think it was Timo Moreno ran 10 and out.
Timoteo Moreno. We ran 10, huh? Wow.
I believe so. Don't hold me to that.
The college billiards owner. Yeah. Run of 6 today from Jim.
Because I think that's the same gentleman who also had the 67 inning game, and then.
Oh, no kidding.
Very next game, he ran 10 and out on someone. So.
Isn't that weird how that is?
I guess it depends on where you are as to whether it's funny or not. I think he's just missed 7. So he's
tied it up.
Correct. We have a tie ball game.
And
so let's see how Ertan handles pressure here. He's
actually,
I'm not sure he's often in this position, but last year I recall he was in some very tight matches and came through.
Well, to his credit, he wasn't. He's not behind. He's tied up. It's a race to 4 points. So.
But he had a very comfortable lead.
He sure did.
That has evaporated, and he's sat on 21 for a few innings now.
I mean, you know, based on the way Jim's been playing this match, I didn't expect this.
I know, and Ertan is not going to score this time neither.
He's not. He's looking over at us now.
Is it our fault?
Almost as if to say, I'm sorry, guys. It's not a good show. No, you're perfect. You're perfect.
Well, this is no gimme for Jim.
No.
But he's been working the kinks out of several shots now, so.
What would you do here, actually, Gary? Because I don't really know what I would do.
Well,
playing
I'm
the yellow around that white ball off the red is a tall order.
What I would probably do, only because I've had some successes with it, is to hit low left hand off directly into the white ball.
He's playing another bank.
Right.
He's playing the bank, the similar bank to the one he did a little earlier.
Okay, correct.
A couple of innings ago. Last inning, actually. Oh no, he played it completely, absolutely
different. If he catches a red, it's a point, and he scores.
That's a score. He bowed.
Correct.
Again.
But
I'm sorry.
As I was saying, I would have shot directly into the white ball with lower left-hand English and went long rail, and come over for the score on the red. But
boy, that happened so fast. It was almost hard to. It was easy to miss. You know, like visually. You know, I wouldn't have even known I got a billiard there.
And does he take advantage? He does.
Oh boy.
Well, if this continues, and Jim is very comfortable right now, and I would say Ertan is less than comfortable.
Ertan's going to be brokenhearted.
This is not a particularly difficult shot.
He's got to drop in behind it.
Oh, no.
Missed.
Oh, no. Jim deserved better.
I don't know. Did he? I mean, he got lucky. He got lucky. Really lucky in that last.
Well, let's say that's you know, he got lucky because he gave up that legitimate triple derailleur that he made, and
you know, you're right
conceded.
about that. You're right about that.
So
yeah, that's an additional point that he technically should have in this, but we saw it. He didn't.
Correct.
And he did the right thing. He gave the table back.
Well, like you say, if you're not 100%, it's sure it's not a score. So.
Uh-oh.
Well, is he that distraught, or
that rattled? I don't know.
Or is I can't believe this would be an intentional safety.
The only thing we can do is ask Ertan later what happened. You know,
well,
what he went through.
I'll ask him if he wins. You can ask him if he loses.
I feel like we're like playing for a beer or something. Once again, guys, the next match on this table will be the semifinals. And it'll be Alan Castillo versus Martin Terrazas. We will be taking a few-minute break, and we will start the semifinal match at 3 p.m. Mountain, which is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, or 4 p.m. Eastern.
I'm kind of surprised Jim didn't go around the table on that last shot. He had a long way back off of a long rail to the white, and I see the around the table as a possible two-way shot with not a huge opportunity for a kiss.
This is a great lesson for anybody who plays three-cushion billiards. was interested in getting into the game, that, you know, this game is not over until it's over. Seemingly, it was looking like Ayrton's match for most of its journey.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys can see, a couple of good runs from Jim SHOVAK, a couple of lucky moments as well. But Jim is now in the lead.
Well, Ayrton's been pretty much frozen at 21, and Jim had 10, correct?
Something like that, yeah. Or 13. 21, 13. Was it 10? Was it that far back?
I'm not sure. That seems to. Maybe I'm thinking of Ray Raskin's game. He was at 10 for a bit. He missed.
Yeah, he has shot that very long. Or short, I mean.
Yeah, he wanted to come a little straighter down the table.
Yeah, but look, he's not, you know.
Well, he's you know, the leave might have been part of the plan as well.
Mm-hmm,
so.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna walk up to him and say, I thought Blumdahl told you not to play safe.
Yeah, intentional safeties are not allowed.
yeah.
Defense. It's
defense
is the correct terminology.
Round the table.
Yes.
Off the red.
No, I think he's going to lag for it. He might go off the red. I thought he had a lag.
Look
Actually,
at this!
just
Look
going
at
around
this!
the table.
Look at this! What a beauty!
There was a kiss in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, the red ball was chasing the white.
I thought it dinged it a little bit and maybe put it on track. So.
Ayrton, you cannot look this gift horse in the mouth right now. He's got to really come with it now.
I'm guessing he'll do the cross table, which again, when he's comfortable, is reasonably academic for him. There is always the kiss.
He can also play this around 4 rails off the yellow.
He can, but you get that the yellow ball coming back at you,
and you have a big stroke.
Red,
you need a big stroke for that shot too. He's not got a lot of angle to play it. He has to play a lot of.
He might be doing. I can't tell if he's going around the table with little left hand or cross table.
He might even be trying to go around the red. Yep, he went around the red. Kiss of death.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I would have thought 99 times out of 100 he would have shot the cross table. Okay, Jim gets it.
Wow, Jim playing for 1. Never would have expected it.
So
I'm not taking away from Jim's game. I'm basically just saying that,
given the position where they were earlier, I would expect he's going to go off the white and come in behind the red. Short rail, long rail, short rail. There's a minimal kiss, unless he smashes it. And a probable challenging leave to be had if he doesn't score. And I think he scored.
I do believe he did.
Game over.
Wow.
Amazing. That is the upset of the tournament, I would have to say. Would you agree?
I would agree with you, Gary. You know, Ayrton really had a commanding lead most of the time in this match. If not a commanding lead, he had a lead nonetheless. But just something. It just seemed like you know, we changed the balls, we took a long break, and didn't seem to help either player at either time.
No.
But then all of a sudden, Jim just got a couple lucky moments for Jim. But
his stroke changed.
He caught a gear. He did change his stroke,
and everything was smooth and went right back on track. And,
yeah, but what happened to Ayrton? That's what we don't know. And I think you're right. I think it might have been the noise in the room changing.
I think it had to be, because he's such a skilled player that Jim coming back at him a little bit or whatever, that's
he really is.
That's not something that would typically bother him too much, or that he couldn't handle. So,
yeah.
That's amazing. So when's the next match?
In half an hour, folks, at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 2 p.m. Pacific Standard. We're going to have Alan Castillo versus Martin Terrazas. And
that'll be a barn burner.
It will be. And we still have Jim SHOVAK, who basically has a shot to the finals.
Correct.
That's right.
And who will he play?
He will play the winner. Oh, no. Hold on. We have semifinals round.
Yes.
So we have Vu Win.
Right.
Jim SHOVAK versus Vu Win. So join us in just under a half an hour. Now, I tell you what, guys, I'm also going to stop the stream and start the stream again because I noticed something that I want to change. And it's just going to make it better for you guys anyway. So, you know, I'm going to keep the camera rolling right now, but in a few minutes, if the stream goes out, don't worry. It's just us making a quick adjustment. Thanks, Gary.
You're welcome. Can you give me that money for that sandwich now? Pleasure. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, too. Thanks a lot.